Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. They say love is blind, but Islam teaches us to open our eyes before the wedding, not after the heartbreak. Too many brothers and sisters marry beauty and regret it. Too many choose wealth and lose peace. And too many ignore the warning. Don't marry from that family. But what did the Prophet truly mean by this? Why did he warn us to look beyond faces, beyond wealth, and beyond status? To look deep into the deen of a person and their family? This series will uncover the truth. How family character, hidden habits, and forgotten values can either build your Jannah or destroy your peace. I'm Mallam Jiji, and this is Wisdom Minbar, where faith meets reality and hearts return to the light of Allah. Before we begin, support this dawah by liking, sharing, and subscribing to Wisdom Minbar. Leave your reflections in the comments, because one word of wisdom today could save someone's marriage tomorrow. Let's begin. The shock of the warning. Why marriage isn't just about love. Have you ever heard someone say, "Don't marry from that family," and wondered why? Not because they are poor, not because they are unattractive, but because their hearts are far from Allah. This warning is not gossip. It's wisdom, a truth that too many discover when it's already too late. Marriage in Islam is not just a love story. It is a sacred act, a divine contract. It's the merging of souls and families under the gaze of the Almighty. But today, too many people chase only the glitter of love, the romance, the pictures, the beauty, the status. And they forget Taqwa, the only foundation that truly holds a home together. The Prophet said, "A woman is married for 4 things: her wealth, her beauty, her lineage, and her religion. So choose the one with religion. May your hands be rubbed in dust." Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. It's not just about the woman. This applies both ways. Brothers, sisters, your choice in marriage can open the door to Jannah or chain you to a lifetime of regret. Think for a moment. How many brothers married a beautiful face but found no peace? How many sisters married wealth only to become prisoners of pride? And how many hearts broke because they never asked the one question that mattered most? Where is Allah in this family? When you marry someone, you don't only bring a person into your life. You bring their upbringing, their habits, their family culture, their silence, their speech, their understanding of right and wrong. Allah reminds us in Surah An-Nur 30:21, "And among his signs is that he created for you spouses from among yourselves, that you may find tranquility in them. And he placed between you affection and mercy." Notice, tranquility comes from Allah, not from looks or money. Mercy comes from faith, not from followers or fame. So when someone warns you, "Don't marry from that family," ask why. If the reason is worldly, ignore it. But if the reason is Deen, listen twice. Because the family that doesn't remember Allah will not help you remember him either. The Prophet said, "The best of you are those who are best to their families." Sunan Tirmidhi. If you want a righteous spouse, look at how their family treats one another, how they speak, how they pray, how they forgive. That will be your future. So before you fall in love, fall on your knees. Pray istikhara. Ask Allah for guidance, not butterflies. And remember, marriage built only on emotion will fade, but marriage built on faith will flourish. When lineage becomes poison, the hidden traits that destroy homes. Sometimes the danger isn't in the spouse you choose. It's in the family you marry into. You think you're marrying one person, but in truth, you're tying your soul to a whole legacy. Their manners, their pride, their habits, their way of seeing the world. And when that lineage is poisoned with arrogance, gossip, or greed, its poison does not stay contained. It spreads slowly until it kills love, respect, and peace in the home. The Prophet taught us a timeless balance. The good women are for the good men, and the good men for the good women. Surah An-Nur 2400 hours 26. This verse isn't about beauty or money. It's about soul compatibility, about matching faith with faith, and character with character. If one side remembers Allah and the other mocks Allah, how can peace ever survive in that house? Mallam Jiji says, when a family mocks the Deen, when gossip is their daily meal, when arrogance fills their living rooms, Do not expect tranquility after the wedding, because the family you marry into becomes your children's teachers. They shape what your sons will believe, and what your daughters will admire. What you once ignored, you will later live with. Look deeper before you say yes. Does the father humble himself in prayer? Does the mother speak with mercy or malice? Do they remember Allah when anger rises? Or do they curse and shout? These are not small things. They are signs of the future. The Prophet once warned his companions about the danger of marrying only for wealth or beauty, because a home without taqwa will collapse, even if the walls are made of gold. He said, "If a man whose religion and character please you comes to you for marriage, marry him. If you do not, there will be great corruption and chaos on the earth." Tirmidhi, corruption, not only in society, but in hearts, in families, in generations. But there is hope. If you find a family that prays together, forgives easily, honors truth, and respects others, then you have found gold more valuable than any dowry. Because a righteous family will protect your marriage when you fight, and guide you back when you fall. Before you propose, look beyond beauty and bank accounts. Look at the atmosphere of their home. Do you feel the presence of Allah or the noise of the world? If the family is rooted in faith, their children will blossom in peace. But if the roots are poisoned, no matter how beautiful the flower looks, it will wither. This is Wisdom Minbar, and I am Mallam Jiji. If this message touched your heart, don't just watch, engage. Click like, share it with someone seeking marriage, and tell us your thoughts in the comment section. And remember to subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter. The prophetic lens, what the Prophet truly meant. Because wisdom isn't just knowing, it's acting before it's too late. The prophetic lens, what the Prophet truly meant. In every generation, people redefine marriage. Some chase beauty, some chase wealth, some chase power. But the Prophet gave a definition that never ages, one that protects the heart and anchors the soul. He said, "A woman is married for 4 things: her wealth, her lineage, her beauty, and her religion. So choose the one with religion. May your hands be rubbed in dust." Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. But today, many hear this hadith and still choose the opposite. We scroll through pictures. We judge by filters. We're impressed by what the eye can see, and we forget what Allah can see. Mallam Jiji says, the Prophet wasn't discouraging love. He was teaching balance. He was saying, love what is beautiful, but anchor that love in Iman, because beauty without faith is a storm without a compass. The Prophet also warned, if a man whose religion and character please you comes to you for marriage, marry him. If you do not, there will be great corruption and chaos on the earth. Tirmidhi. He didn't say, marry him if he is rich. He didn't say, marry her if she is famous. He said, if their deen and character please you. Why? Because wealth fades, beauty changes, status disappears. But good character only grows stronger with time. The Prophet understood that family faith sustains love when emotions run dry. When arguments come, and they will, it is taqwa that brings forgiveness. When trials arrive, and they will, it is Iman that brings patience. Without Deen, marriage becomes a battlefield. With Deen, marriage becomes a garden. Even in hardship, think about it. A man who fears Allah will not raise his voice to humiliate his wife. A woman who remembers Allah will not use silence to destroy peace. Families rooted in the Sunnah forgive faster, argue softer, and heal sooner. This is the prophetic lens. Not looking for perfection, but for righteousness. The Prophet was not against wealth or beauty, but he warned us never to trade faith for them, because the glitter of the world will one day fade, but the light of Iman will never dim. That's why he said, the most complete of believers in faith is the one with the best character. Tirmidhi. Marriage, then, is not a search for physical attraction. It's a partnership in building Jannah together. So before you marry, ask yourself, do I see the Deen of the Prophet in this person's home? Do they love the Quran, respect Salah, honor their parents? Do they bring me closer to Allah or closer to the dunya? Because if they can't lead you to prayer, they may one day lead you to pain. The final filter, choosing Deen over drama. Every heart dreams of love. Every soul wants companionship. But not every love leads to peace. And not every family leads to Jannah. Today, we marry for photos, for status, for beauty, and forget that the real test begins after the wedding day. Mallam Jiji says, "In a world full of filters, Deen is your only real filter. Because only Allah knows the hearts we cannot see. Before you say, 'I do,' ask yourself, do I see the remembrance of Allah in this family? Or do I see drama? Do I see prayer mats? Or do I see pride? Do I hear Quran in their home? Or constant complaints?" These are not small questions. They are signs. Signs of what your own marriage will become. Many brothers and sisters enter marriage thinking love alone will fix everything. But love without taqwa is like a candle without a flame. It burns for a while, then dies in the dark. Allah says, "The good women are for the good men, and the good men for the good women." Surah An-Nur 2400 hours 26. So if you want peace, purify yourself first. If you want a righteous spouse, start by being one. If you want a home filled with light, bring light into your own soul. Our Prophet taught that Deen is not a label, it's a lifestyle. It shows in how we speak, how we forgive, how we treat others. And families rooted in Deen are like trees rooted in strong soil. They bend during storms, but they never break. While families without faith, no matter how rich or influential, collapse at the first wind of trial. So before you marry, don't just ask, "Do I love this person?" Ask, "Will this person love Allah beside me? Will this family protect my peace or poison my home?" He said, "This world is but a provision, and the best provision is a righteous woman." Sahih Muslim, and that truth applies to both sides. The best husband is one who brings his wife closer to Jannah, and the best wife is one who guards her husband's aman. So when you stand at the doorway of marriage, let Deen be your filter, not drama. Let prayer be your test, not beauty. Let the remembrance of Allah be your checklist, not social media perfection. At the end of it all, marriage is not about luxury. It's about legacy, not about drama. But Deen, if you remember one thing from this message, let it be this. Before you marry someone, look at their family, because the roots will shape the fruit. The Prophet didn't just teach us how to love. He taught us whom to love and why. So may Allah grant us righteous spouses, peaceful homes, and families that bring us closer to Jannah. I am Mallam Jiji, and this is Wisdom Minbar. If this message opened your heart, don't scroll away. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, so more hearts can receive the light of knowledge and the wisdom of Islam. Until next time, stay guided, stay grateful, and may the peace and mercy of Allah be upon you.